Hey there, welcome back. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. They're all different, it's just however I feel. But my little girl Penelope just turned 1. I have no idea where this past year's went. It's went too fast. How is she a year old? I don't understand. But in light of her being 1, I thought I would do a video on some of my baby favorites after first year. And I do just want to kind of preface this by saying as well, I was 31 when I had Penelope, and we were trying for years. So none of the floofy stuff mattered to me. I didn't care about the little cute things. I know that all you need to raise a baby is love, diapers, and some food. The extras are fun as well. So if you are getting ready to have a baby, you don't need all the things that you see on these big lists. I know people put them out there. You don't need everything. Just love them. The first thing what I'm going to start with is going to be a little bit, I want to say controversial, but I don't think that's the word. Polarizing, maybe. It's either going to be a yes or a no for you. And it's a nasal aspirator. And I don't mean these. We all know these little squishies. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this little thing. It comes in a case. Mama Baby Frida makes one. I think that's what made it popular. I got mine by Nuppy at the dollar store for $8. So what this is, we all know these. You put it, squeeze it, put it in baby's nose, suction it out, squirt it out. You need to get rid of these often. It gets filthy in there. So this is a little bit better suction. So what you do, this end goes in baby's nose. This end goes in your mouth. And you suck. There's a filter in there. Nothing is coming through this tube. Nothing's going to get into your mouth. But I know the thought of that, some people just absolutely can't stand. Which I get. I was a CNA. And I can handle anything you throw at me with the exception of that. Of snot. Of mucus. That disgusts me. However, when it's your little one and they have their first cold and they can't breathe and they're getting no rest or sleep, you're going to do whatever it takes to give them some ease, and this works. And again, you're not getting snot in your mouth. There's a filter, and you can take this off. It comes with replacement filters. Clean it, sterilize it, get it ready for the next cold, and it comes with a little travel case. So, the way I'm going to do this as well, we're not going to be having a second child. However, if we were to have a second child, I would have this on hand, without a doubt. And then the next thing, this was a little later, is these pouches. I got these from Amazon. I think they're for if you make your own baby food. We did not. She used, Gerber baby food. But it opens up. You can just pour the baby food in here. Has a little cap. Makes it real easy to travel with, and so that she can feed herself. I love these. These are great. I think I got these in a pack of 10 off of Amazon. Love these. Okay, and the rest of the things I'm not gonna have. I'll try to throw up some pictures because we have given it away. Next thing that I would definitely recommend you have is zip up sleepers. No buttons. Absolutely no buttons. I know that they make the fancy ones now that have, you zip up from the bottom so as not to disturb them while they sleep. You're going to disturb them. If you're changing their diaper, you're going to disturb them. But no buttons. Buttons are a hassle. And when they're a newborn and they're still kind of still, it's not that bad. You're like, oh, this is fine. Until they get to start rolling around and trying to jump up, then you need a quick zip. So definitely zip up everything. Good nail clippers is going to be my next thing to tell you. And the reason I say good is because they're not all created equal. We had one pair. It was by Safety First. And that's what we used. We tried to file her little nails at first, but the skin is so soft. It just kind of filed her skin off. It wasn't actually getting to the nail because the nails are soft as well, so flimsy. So you need sharp clippers, not dull ones. And the Safety First ones worked really well. And they cut really fast. And the reason that I know this is because I lost my clippers And so I went on the search, and of course we had been given several pairs for our baby shower, so I tried to use them, and none of them were sharp enough. They just bent her nails. So it was making the process longer, making her more angry, so I immediately went out and bought another pair of the Safety First. They're amazing. You do not want to be fussing around with your baby's nails. And then the next thing I want to say that I would recommend is the either or. We had both of these. We were graciously given them by my mother and sister-in-law. It's the Tot or Daydreamer. The Daydreamer is more like a chair where they're a little bit elevated, whereas the Tot's completely flat. Again, I'll try to put pictures on the screen. We took shifts, so he mostly used the Daydreamer because he preferred that, and I used the Tot. But either one's fine. If you are going to just purchase one though, I would, if we had a second baby, I would get the Daydreamer, just because you can snap them in kind of like a car seat. So if you have to go to the bathroom, or if you have to, go to the kitchen or something, you don't really have to worry about them rolling out. And then for the first half of her life, we got a lot of use out of the baby swing. She loved the baby swing. We had one that vibrated. It was really simple. It was a simple spring swing, but it did have like a little vibration, played a soft lullaby. That's all she needed. When I first found out I was pregnant, I really wanted the Mamaroo because it looks so cool, but there's no need in spending that much money on a baby swing because they're gonna outgrow it. Also, a rocking chair. Whether you nurse or you bottle feed, a rocking chair is very comfortable for you and baby, just to get in that motion. I mean, it's, another one that you don't have to have that, but it made it very comfortable and very easy for feeding times and nap times. And then a bathtub. We had the simple mesh that you just set them on, just a little mesh bathtub. Again, I was a CNA. I didn't think I'd have any trouble bathing a newborn. I've bathed all kinds of people. No big deal. I got this. Babies are slippery. They need stability. You need to just lay them down and then wash them off. Like, they're so slippery and so small and fragile, obviously. So I definitely recommend you get a baby bath. A stroller with a carrier. The ones that attach. I know they make this cool new stroller. I think, is it the Upper Baby? No, the Upper Baby. I think that's not what I'm talking about. But it's a car seat and a stroller in one, where it flips out into a stroller, which that's cool. It's like $400, but that would be very nice to have, I think. But what we have is just the traditional stroller that you snap the carrier onto. We have transitioned out of that. She's in a bigger car seat now, so when we go places, if I don't pack the stroller, which I don't normally, I end up carrying her. But when she was small, it was very convenient just to unsnap the car seat and sit it on top of the stroller. So I definitely recommend that. Those car seats get heavy, very heavy. Put it on a stroller. Just as a preference, we really prefer the Huggies diapers. I know all babies are different, sensitive skin and all that. She's not really sensitive. We have not really noticed any sort of sensitivities. But the Huggies diapers I prefer. I feel like they absorb better. And me personally, I don't know how she feels, but personally, I don't like the texture of other diapers when they get that squishy gel feeling. And for me, the Huggies don't do that. They really feel like they absorb and keep the moisture off her skin. Another thing that she really loved, so much so that I gave it as a baby shower gift, was her mobile. We got it from Walmart. It was a aquatic one, and it had the lights that shine up on the ceiling. She didn't so much care for that because she couldn't really see it, but she loved to watch her mobile spin, and it sung her lullabies, and that helped her sleep, again, for the first 6 months of her life. She really, really loved it, and I'd highly recommend a mobile. I think they're very calming, especially during changing time, something to distract them. So now really using it, but a high chair, nothing, again, you don't need nothing fancy, but on the flip side of that high chair, I purchased this travel high chair. which basically just straps on to a normal chair that you can, it's a piece of cloth, you can put them in their diaper bag. So if you're going to a restaurant, you're going to a family's house, somewhere where you're going to be eating, you know, holidays, you can attach it to the chair and step baby in. So you're not trying to hold them, feed them, you know, that's too much. Definitely a travel high chair. That's something I never would have thought I needed, but it's very convenient. The last thing that I would recommend is a diaper bag. Given that Penelope was born in 2020, we didn't go anywhere, so we're just now really getting use out of our diaper bag. I'm sure you would use yours a lot more. We have a, I thought it was beside me, it's not. We have a backpack diaper bag. That is where it's at. What, you don't need another shoulder bag, that's too much. The backpack, you know, put it on your back. It's large, so you can hold everything. I can even throw my things in there. Put it on my back, hands-free. Got the baby. Love it. Highly recommend a backpack diaper bag. A little quick rundown of the things that I do not recommend. And again, this is preferential. The Tommy Tippy bottles did not work for us at all. We had the anti-colic bottles. They're 3 pieces. You know, you have to get them all sealed perfectly, and if you don't, you're gonna have a leak. But even if you don't have a leak, Penelope, I guess her suction was too strong. She would push the nipple back into the bottle, so that did not work for us. She hated them. Even now, being at 1 year old, she still cannot take the Tommy Tippy bottles. She does not like them. But again, that's preference. Babies are going to choose what they want to choose. So on that note, what I do not recommend is that you decide what bottle or pacifier you want your baby to use, because they're gonna rebel. Sure as the world. So you know, we had a variety. Her favorite bottles happened to be the Parents' Choice bottles from Walmart. That is like a 3-pack for $2. I got no problem with that. Also, the pacifiers, she does not take nubbies. She did not like those from the get-go. She does like the Tommy Tippy passy, but that's came a little bit later here. She just likes the regular standard passy, you know, not the circle one, not the ones that are nipple-like. She likes the one with the little upturn on the end. So, buy a variety, 1 or 2 of each of those. Try them when the baby gets here, and then decide. I would not go out and just purchase bulk of any of that, because they may not like it. And the next thing, which is kind of a pet peeve, baby washcloths. This is just a rant. I'm just going to tell you how I feel about them. I hate them. She's not washing herself. Like, why are they so small? I can't hold it into my hand. I need a normal size wash. I get the softness. You know, yes, a soft baby washcloth, I totally get. Why are they so small? She's not washing herself. Make them so I can hold them. Anyways, that's just a personal feeling on that. Okay, and then just a couple more things that I don't recommend. I do not recommend the thermal thermometers, or the infrared thermometers, the ones that you scan the forehead. Penelope's skin is very hot. Often when she was small, she felt hot, especially anywhere where she's being touched or her head was laying. I recall one time we had to go to the doctor for just her checkup, and you know, it's after COVID, so they were doing the scans at the door, and her temperature was reading over 100, but it was just like her actual skin, like not her internal body temperature. But we had one my mother had given us for a baby shower, and her skin all the time was running hot, so very, very hot. And I was very nervous after having her. Of course, she was my first, and I had some trouble after having her, so it just worried me. You know, I was like, oh, does she have a fever? It was hard to tell because, again, her skin was warm to the touch, but she did not, thankfully. Also, the ear thermometers, I didn't know. Maybe you'll tell me if I'm right or wrong, but this was told to me by a doctor, that the internal or the ear thermometers, they're not accurate on anyone who's younger than 2. I don't know if it's their ear canals are small. I really don't know why, but those are not accurate. So get you a regular thermometer. I do rectal temperatures. Again, I was trained. I'm not afraid of a rectal temperature at all. You might be. So do it under the arm, because you know you're not going to get that in the mouth. I would have liked to have gotten the pacifier thermometer. I don't know if those work, but I would have liked one of those. But again, with COVID times, you could barely find a regular thermometer. But don't bother with the ear or the infrared, in my opinion. Lastly, this is the yogurt bites. Penelope's done really well with most food, but the yogurt bites would stick in her throat. And I've seen some Facebook posts as well where other mamas were talking about like their babies was getting choked, but it wasn't their swallowing, it wasn't the way they were eating. Those things were just getting stuck in the back of their throat. So I do not recommend those. We still don't give those to her because it just scared the living daylights out of me. So again, those are my yeses and nos to new baby products. And this is after a year with Penelope. And again, this is just what I feel is necessary. I don't need the floofy stuff. Like I said, I just wanted my baby, and I'm so happy and thankful to have her. She's probably gonna be it for me. So she's asleep over there, so I keep looking. She's just my little angel. And I just want to say, if you're getting ready to have a baby, if you're a new mom, congratulations. It's Mother's Day weekend. Happy Mother's Day. And it's gonna be okay. With Penelope, we had a very smooth pregnancy. I didn't have any trouble. It was really easy. After I gave birth to her, things went downhill. I'm just gonna give you a little story here. You can click off if you don't want to hear it. But after Penelope was born, I had high blood pressure before getting pregnant. I didn't have any trouble with it during my pregnancy. Had absolutely no problem. I didn't have, gestational diabetes. I didn't have, my blood pressure stayed normal. All was well. After delivery, things went off. I ended up getting postpartum preeclampsia, which is just extremely high blood pressure. But that also, given that something was wrong, it set off some postpartum anxiety and depression, and that was something that I did not expect to happen, because again, we had tried to have a child for 7 years. We conceived once and unfortunately lost it. So I never thought anything about postpartum depression. How could I possibly be sad when my miracle finally arrived? And it wasn't so much sadness as anxiety. But the day we were discharged with Penelope, we came home and I went back to the ER that night with my blood pressure. I just assumed, with my blood pressure, they'd give me some meds, get it down. And I ended up being hospitalized for the first week of her life with postpartum. So if it happens to you, it's okay. Don't think you're immune. Hormones are a beast that no one really understands. I still don't understand what happened to me. I'm very grateful for our doctors, Dr. Baker and specifically, for helping get me home to my daughter. She is absolutely amazing. So yeah, if you have your baby and you have feelings, that feel a little bit more than baby blues, or you have anxiety. I always said that I had anxiety. My mama had it real bad. And sorry, Mommy, but I used to kind of roll my eyes when Mom said she was having a panic attack, because I didn't understand it. But now I definitely do. It comes out of nowhere. There's no stopping it. There's no really understanding what's going on. So not to be a downer, but if you are a new mama, get ready to have a new baby, and you have those feelings, just go talk to someone. It's a lot more common than you would think, and it can happen to anyone. So anyways, now that I've brought you all down, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video. Again, I hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day weekend. Congratulations on your new one, and I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in my next video.